So maybe I'm gonna actually use the, you know, the preprocessor to comment it out. So if you do if 0, if it's, effectively everything between if 0 and if is gonna be commented out, right? So it's a sort of like a very huge comment. And you may ask, why the fuck you not use something like this, right? Which is also a block comment in C. Well, this kind of commenting of the code allows you to flip-flop. You basically can enable the block of code, or you can instantly disable it. It's that easy, right? So we have a huge code of block, and you can just with one change enable it, test something, and disable it. Quite convenient, right? So the regular block comments cannot really do that, right? So to enable this block of comments, you will have to go to the beginning and to the end to remove them and stuff like that, and then you lose the boundaries of the block. Here, the boundaries of the block are always the same. You just like flip-flop between them. So I suppose if you programmed in C and C++ long enough, you kind of know about this trick about like commenting out like a huge chunk of code quickly and back and forth, right? It's a very useful thing. And at some point, you may realize, okay, so this block of code may be some sort of a feature, and you can put it behind like a feature flag and enable, disable it through the command line, right? So because in the command line you can do something like GCC feature flag, right? So yeah. So, but I mean, you'll have to use ifdef in that case, not just if, but you get the idea. Another interesting trick with if0 that you maybe heard before or maybe didn't hear before. Essentially, you can also have an else branch. And basically, you can have two versions of the block of the code, and only one is going to work at a time. For instance, this one is going to be commented out, and this one is going to be active. Then you can flip-flop between them by doing so, right? So now this piece of code is active and this one is disabled. So now I can quite easily just switch between them, right? And see how with taking into account projection and without taking into account projection like looks like.